What is going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993. This is episode number 285 of WWE Turn Alert. We're closing in on 300 episodes of Turn Alert, which we'll probably not get to until next year, but that's totally okay. But yes, we got a big one here. Very big one. One that I know up and probably until maybe this year, I was saying, I think it's time. Of course, with his future in WWE very uncertain, we'll of course have to wait and see. But after months of a character development, a character arc, I think it's time to officially say, based off of his actions at the end of this past week's episode of Monday Night Raw from the November 13th, 2023 episode of Raw, that Drew McIntyre is back to being a heel, as he interfered in the main event, claymored Jey Uso, costed him and Cody Rhodes their opportunity to win back the tag titles, and afterwards stood on the stage and shook the hand of Mommy Rhea Ripley. Does this mean that Drew McIntyre's in the Judgment Day? Does it mean he is aligned and was doing business with Rhea Ripley and Judgment Day all this time? Or could this just been recently with his recent loss to Seth Rollins at Crown Jewel? Well, let's just talk about what all has been going on with Drew McIntyre this year. Well, the biggest story outside of the ring is, I believe, as of today still, which is Thursday, November 16th when I'm recording this, he still, I don't think, has not signed a new contract. I think his contract got extended a little bit because of a brief absence he had. So the big question is he going to stay, or is around WrestleMania 40, when his contract runs up, is he going to leave and go to AEW? That's still very up in the air right now, whether he's going to do it or not. Since he's come back, though, he came back in Money in the Bank back in July, after taking a few months off after his loss to Gunther in the Intercontinental title triple threat match at WrestleMania. He came back and had another feud with Gunther for one-on-one for the IC title at SummerSlam. Ever since then, though, Drew's had this very interesting attitude where he's zoned in, he's been fighting faces, but he still was acting like a respectable guy. He wasn't a full-on heel. He's been a tweener for months. And of course, the big one is the fact he has he still holds a grudge against Jey Uso because the bloodline costed him his chance at winning the title in front of fans in his home country at Clash at the Castle in September of 2022. And then, of course, when he's built that momentum, he's been racking up the wins. He, of course, then challenged Seth Rollins to a title match at Crown Jewel. Unfortunately, though, he came up short. At the beginning of the night, though, on Raw this past week, though, McIntyre did confront Rollins and said, hey, the better man won, but I will be ready the next time we go one-on-one. But then, of course, there's been this thing where it looks like Drew was possibly teasing an alliance with the Judgment Day. You saw him chatting with Rhea in the background after he lost the crown at Crown Jewel. Almost the crown of the jewel. At Crown Jewel. You see Rhea confront him again. He's like, offer still on the table, basically. Now, I almost didn't pull the trigger on this. Because at first, when I saw him claymore Jey, I thought, okay, the only person he targeted is Jey. Because he was one of those guys that, the reason why I still thought he was tweener, was because he was only targeting the faces that were a problem to him. Like, he didn't attack Seth Rollins. He has not yet attacked Cody Rhodes, but I feel like they're going to, at some point, even though I don't want him to lose, I feel like if they're not going to have him feud with Seth and have him be the one to dethrone Seth, actually, let's put it this way, if Drew is on his way out, they'll probably have him feud with Cody and put Cody over before he leaves if he doesn't resign. If he resigns, I still think he should be the one to dethrone Seth. He's got to at this point with the storyline. But he's still only targeting, like, it's hard to explain. Like, he's only targeting, like a few people. He's not, going after all baby faces. But, of course, that could change over time. But he took out Jey Uso because it's kind of like that thing of like, I came so close and I failed. If only this didn't happen. And he was going back to that. If only the bloodline didn't cost him his title match at Clash of the Castle. Because again, he didn't have his big moment in front of fans. But as Seth Rollins said, he was the only one suffering at the time when he won the world title. Which, of course, is very true. So, now, of course, Drew's a heel. Which, cool with me. I mean, again, like, his babyface run was great. But, of course, obviously, if they're continuing the story, this is the direction they're going with it. I mean, they had to a point where it could have been interesting where if he would have stayed as a pseudo babyface or whatnot, it could have gone interesting. But, obviously, where things are at, him getting back to the world title is probably his best as a heel. Which, again, I still think he's the prime one to dethrone Seth Rollins. But like I said, if he is on his way out the door, then he's probably going to be Cody's last feud before WrestleMania against Roman Reigns. Although, again, how the heck are we going to get him there is the question. I don't know. I literally have no clue how we're going to get Cody to Roman for WrestleMania. But my concern though is this. Now that Drew is with the Judgment Day, I still felt Drew being brought into the Judgment Day was going to lead to Damian Priest getting kicked out. Because even on Raw this week, they had Damian say he believes he's the leader. And Rhea basically said, if you think that's the case, then you better accept JD in, which now JD McDonough's in, which now Drew, well, I don't think he officially joined, but he looks to at least be aligned with them in some way. But now it kind of makes JD joining look kind of pointless, because they've booked that all wrong too, the way they did too. The back and forth and whatnot have made no sense. But how is this going to impact when Damian Priest cashes in? If it was me, I think what's going to happen is I think Damian's not going to successfully cash in. I think it's going to be a moment where like the Judgment Day have his back. It could happen at War Games. Like if they are going to add a fifth member, Drew McIntyre is definitely going to be the fifth member for Judgment Day. But it could be a thing where maybe since Seth's in War Games, Damian cashes in on Seth while in War Games. And then the Judgment Day turn on Damian there. Because Damian has seemingly kind of going into business for himself a little more lately. So, I think at this point now, since they've already turned Drew, I think that they're gonna, I think Damian's gonna fail because of the Judgment Day. So, we'll see, of course, where it goes. Like I said, Drew could be in a lineup for some big things for him, or again, this could be just his way out the door, and he's just trying to write a reasonable story on his way out the door before WrestleMania 40. But, of course, again, we'll see where it goes. So, guys, what are your thoughts on Drew McIntyre's heel turn? Again, do you think that he could be the one to dethrone Seth Rollins? Do you think he's staying with WWE? And if he's leaving, do you think he'll be the one to feud with Cody to put Cody over before Cody gets his rematch with Roman at WrestleMania 40? What do you guys think? Leave your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure, as always, to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. And follow me on Twitter at the Club of the Man 93. And also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at the Club of the Man 1993. And as always, guys, please stay tuned for more WWE Turn Alert.